today we're going into a lesson entitled Dark Secrets, the Truth About Sleep Paralysis. Okay? Now, before I have Brother George read the commentary, I'm going to go into with Wikipedia on the definition of what is sleep paralysis. Okay? Let me get that real quick. Because I'm going to read what it says and stuff like that, and then when you get a chance, I'm going to read the commentary, okay? Alright, this is sleep paralysis for those who may not know what it is, okay? It's when during awakening or falling asleep, a person is aware but unable to move or speak, okay? During an episode, one may hear, feel, or see things that are not there. It often results in fear. Okay? Episodes generally last less than a couple of minutes. It may occur as a single episode or be recurrent. Okay? So here's the symptoms. Awareness but unable to move during waking or falling asleep. Okay, so that's the paralysis part, man. Here's some risk factors, stuff like that, because now what it is, like doctors trying to you know, call what, you know, our older generation probably before us, that's older now, you know, used to call a hag, a night hag, something that, you know, just fall on your chest, stuff you can't barely move, you know, man, while you sleep. Y'all ever heard about that? You know, even in different cultures, you know, before this, you know, these scientific revolution and all that and stuff like that, even cultures know when, different cultures throughout the whole world know when, you know, something was on your chest and you can't move and stuff like that, and you're trying to wake up but can't move or can't speak or nothing, they know that that's a devil or demon on you. Or some people call it a hag, you know. And also, what you're gonna find out too, that, you know, when we have, you know, nightmares, where, you know, we battling to wake up because the dream, the nightmare be so severe, or so, you know, and it's so fearful that, you know, you start hollering in your sleep. You know, somebody have to wake you up, you know, because you fighting, right? So we're gonna find out, you know, according to the scriptures, that, you know, this ain't something new. Okay. There's no new thing under the sun, okay? Let me see what else they have right here. The risk factors is narcolepsy, of course. But, you know, when you fall asleep, you know, uncontrollably, you just random fall asleep, right? Obstructive sleep apnea, alcohol use, sleep deprivation, okay? Differential, the diagnosis, you know, again, narcolepsy, atonic seizures. So, you know, it has some diagnostic, you know, with sleep paralysis, you know, have some symptoms of seizures. Hypokalemic, periodic paralysis, right, and night terrors. Okay. Here's the treatment: reassurance, sleep hygiene, cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay. Basically, it's something that you have to change. One thing about this stuff like that, what the Bible is going to tell us, right, is that when these things occur, it has something to do with, something that we're doing that we may have to change in our behavior. Okay? So, and also antidepressants, because that's also sleep paralysis also is associated with some type of depression or some kind of mental illness. Okay, ailment. Okay, but let's see. But I'm not going to read all this and stuff like that for the sake of time. But in the research I did this morning and stuff like that, looking up sleep paralysis. A lot of these doctors, physicians, psychologists, like to write off a lot of these things. For an example, like when people say that they've been abducted by aliens, or they had demons on them, like try to have intercourse with them, and they sleep, those type of things. Now they're trying to write it off as something scientific rather than something spiritual going on, a spiritual attack going on with the people now. They try to write it off as paralysis now, or you're going through sleep paralysis. Okay, but read the commentary. Brother George.
Dark secrets, the truth about sleep paralysis. There are many that suffer from sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is there are far more that suffer from this than documented by so-called physicians.
Mm-hmm.
Being held down by an unknown force while sleeping is a frightening thing. What is even more frightening is the fact that you don't have the answers of how to stop it. The truth is that you actually do have the answers from the Most High if you are willing to face the truth.
Right.
Let's go over the truth of what is going on and what is necessary to overcome those issues.
All right. So it was telling you something. The truth is there as far as more that suffer from this than documented by so-called physicians, because almost everybody have nightmares. You know what I mean? You have, had this quote-unquote night hag on you at least one time in your lifetime. Okay? Whether you're a child, you're an adult, old or young, this thing, you done had this experience where you can't even move, and you done told somebody this at least once in your life. Okay? So, but now they're passing it off, okay, you have sleep paralysis. You got some trouble with your sleep. And nobody know where it's deeper than that. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah, the 20th chapter. Okay, an example of somebody that been frightened in sleep. Okay, because like the commentary said, yeah, the Bible do got the answers. Okay, so there's nothing new under the sun. There's no temptation common to man. Okay. The devil don't do no new thing in the earth, neither does the Most High. Okay?
All we have to say, come. Jeremiah 20, starting with verse 1. Now Pashur, the son of Immer the priest, who was also the chief governor of the house of the Most High, heard that Jeremiah prophesied these things.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. Then Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet, and put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, which was by the house of the Most High. Verse 3. And it came to pass on the morrow that Pashur brought forth Jeremiah out of the stocks. Then said Jeremiah unto him, the Most High has not called thy name Pashur, but Maga Misabir. Verse 4. For thus says the Most High, behold, I will make thee a terror to thyself and to all thy friends, and they shall fall by the sword of their enemies, and thine eyes shall behold it. And I will give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall carry them captive into Babylon, and shall slay them with the sword.
Right. Because, and that's what Jeremiah was doing, you know, in the previous chapter. He was giving the message of the Most High that if we don't be careful, you know, man, that He's going to deliver us to our enemies, right? The tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, that was remaining in Jerusalem at the time, in the city of David. Okay? But of course, Pashur didn't want to listen. So these spirits, these night terrors frightened him, came upon him in his sleep. Right? Now, Mago Mesabi. Read the definition of that.
Maga Mesabi. From H4032 and H5439, with the preposition inserted, affrighted from around. Maga Mesabi, a symbolical name of Pashur. Maga Mesabi.
Yeah. All right. So the symbolic name for because of course when the Most High spoke to Jeremiah, He didn't call him by Pashur. He called him by Maga Mesabi. Okay, which means afraid, because he knew that that he was going to cause Pashur to he's going to cause him to have a nightmare, to where for not appearing to the word of the Most High through His prophets. Okay, now read the commentary.
Due to Pashur not wanting to hear the message of the Father through Jeremiah, he was cursed with confusion and terror, which would cause affliction to himself and others. This happens to us as well when we ignore the correction of the Most High and His ministers. The Father then allows evil spirits to torment you so that you repent of your deeds, but the wicked continue in evil and eventually are overtaken.
See that? So when we be disobedient, right, and start becoming lawless or unlawful, and not take heed to the Father's message and stuff like that, He allowed evil spirits to torment us. Remember now, they tell you in the scriptures, man, that the Most High even made the evil for that day, evil. Okay, so the Most High just don't deal with the righteous. He deal with the wicked too. It's like a father, he ain't always just nice and giving. Sometimes he have to take you behind up too when you act up. Your physical father, I mean, right? Remember, man, Most High ain't made in our image. We made in His. Okay? So, anyway, let's go to Sirach in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus. Let's start at the first verse of Sirach chapter 40, okay? Because, you know, even though it's on the lesson in the 5th, let's start right at the first verse, okay?
One has to say, Connie. All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 40, starting with verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
You see that? So, with the fall of man, fall of Adam, okay, these things occur. Great travail, a heavy yoke on us, came upon us, you know. Same thing when you read in, I believe, in the third chapter of 2nd Esdras, they tell you about that malignant root. That's a yoke. You know, that the only way we can defeat that, you break out of that yoke and be free, just like Christ said, you know, those who serve sin, you know, have committed sin, is a servant of sin, right? So so we are striving to become free from ourselves, all right? The flesh. You understand? That means that, you know, in order to become free, one have to, you know, now have to fast, have to pray, have to walk, you know, try to perfect themselves, strive for perfection, you know, by not giving in to temptation. This is about this walk all about in a nutshell, okay? All right? Because when we deviate from that, things happen. So great travail is created. It wasn't you know, it wasn't there for and for every man. Based on what?
And a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam.
The sons of Adam, that includes us too, because all men came from Adam. Okay, and Eve. Okay, they're the foreparents of all us. Okay, read.
From the day that they go out of their mother's womb.
From the day you were born to when?
Till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
To the day you die. Okay, we got to struggle. Okay, read on.
Verse 2. Their imagination of things to come, and the day of death trouble their thoughts, and cause fear of heart. Verse 3. From him that sitteth on a throne of glory, unto him that is humble in earth and ashes.
So this ain't relegated to just, you know, the poor in spirit or poor in heart, you know, poor people, period, right? It's even from somebody who is a king or who is high in, you know, just like you said, from those who sit up on a throne, somebody who's in a high seat. Okay? That means, you know, Donald Trump, you know, Queen Elizabeth, you know, Prime Minister, so and such in this country, that anybody, President, somebody such and such in this country, anybody can catch it. Everybody go through this. Right? Read on.
Verse 4. From him that wears purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with a linen frock.
Right.
Verse 5. Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge. Verse 6. A little or nothing is his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep. And as in a day of keeping watch, trouble in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle.
See that's you know, a night like almost like you having a nightmare, a bad dream. Right? Everybody go through this. Okay? Read.
Verse 7. When all is safe, he awakens and marvel that the fear was nothing. Verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamity, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. Verse 10. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
You see that? These things were created for the wicked. Bloodshed, death, strife. It's just like, I tell you Wisdom of Solomon in the first chapter and stuff like that. See, death, the Most High don't have no pleasure. They never have pleasure in killing man. You understand? Seeing the destruction of man. He never created death. You understand? So all those things is a choice. Even in the law, in Deuteronomy, it tell you to choose life. It give you that option. He said, I call death and life, blessings and cursings. I record this day to choose life. It tell you to choose life in the same verse, and we still choose death, right? Read the commentary.
There are spirits which attack and cause unrest, and when we actually are able to sleep, they terrorize us in our sleep based off of our own desire to continue to do evil in some form. Our lust, anger, jealousy, addiction to depression, and even our excessive desire to eat can become a reason why we are tormented.
Yeah, even in your, you eat too much, So I have a bad dream, right? Let's go to the book of Psalms 51. I love this particular chapter. Psalms 51.
One just a con.
Wait a minute, keep a slow turn.
Psalm 51, starting with verse 1. Have mercy upon me, O power, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Verse 2. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. Verse 3.
So check this out. Excuse me, my brother. So even in this right here, man, David is asking the Most High to cleanse him, to wash. Hence, why, John first, the Most High sent John first to baptize, and even baptize Yeshua, right, the son of the Most High, right? That's why, man, there's no debate whether, a baptism. That's the principle. That's the new way we're gonna get back to the Father, back to the kingdom now, through the baptism, right?
Verse 3. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Verse 4, against thee and thee only have I sinned, and done evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Verse 5, behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Verse 6, behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom.
You see that? See, man, we gotta acknowledge, you know, we have to be real with ourselves, brothers and sisters. You know, even when, you know, in the psychology world, you know, social studies or whatever, sociology, whatever like that, you know, you got people that ask, you know, these questions. What's been bothering you? What's going on? You know, they ask you questions. You be like, I don't, you know, I've been at work, you know, you don't even, or you just say, I don't know why I'm having these dreams, and you know, why all these bad things happen to me, you know, when, you know, first of all, we don't like to, you know, talk our business, or we are too ashamed or something to confess our guilt, our faults, and stuff like that. As a result, as a result of that, we still don't get the healing or the cleansing that we need in order to push forward and move forward, right? We just continue in that route because we don't want to be real with ourselves, or don't want to allow somebody to help. Now I'm just talking like on a, you know, when you go and see these counselors, whether, you know, counselor at school, or you go see a psychiatrist or sociologist or psychologist or whatever like that, or even somebody at church, a pastor, you know, elder, you know, or whatever, a counselor. We just want to we just want a quick fix real quick, man. Just put some oil on me, pray, whatever like that, and that's it. You know, we ain't want to confess nothing. Right? But that's not gonna work. Man, David put it all on the table. Right? Man, he said, even in my inward parts, even in my, you know, my gulf and everything like that, man. Listen, cleanse me, Father. Watch all the woman, brother. You know, cleanse me, Father. I mean, put into me a new heart. You understand? A new mindset. You understand what I'm saying? Cleanse this. Give me a new spirit that will cleave and cling unto you, and you alone, Father. Right? This is David's prayer, because look at, man, we know that, you know, David, you know, he messed up. Little moment of weakness, got a woman's husband killed, and then, you know, over lust, strong lust and everything. Come on now. He was a king. He was after the Most High. You know, the Most High, you know, raised him up after his own heart. A man of war. A man that didn't show no fear. You understand? But he messed up. But the Most High still have grace and mercy upon him, because he knew that David was sincere in his repentance. And he continued to repent. Right? To think of himself no more than a man, than a servant, rather than, you know, he didn't boast that I'm the king, you know, even though the Most High put him there. He didn't boast and stuff like that. He said, look here, Father, wash me thoroughly. You understand? Of my iniquities. Because look here, man. It's like, the little slogan that Lay's have and stuff like that, and sometimes you just can't, it's going to take just one temptation sometimes. You mess up one time, sometimes, the enemy's still going to attack. As long as any man living from what Ecclesiastes said, from the time you was born to the time you die. This is great travail that's going to come with it. We're going to be in a battle. Read on.
Verse 7.
Oh, Psalm 51, I'm sorry. Yeah, Psalm 51, verse 7, I believe.
Verse 7, yeah.
And the name of the class, the name of the lesson is Dark Secrets, the truth about sleep paralysis. Right?
Psalm 51, continuing with verse 7. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow.
Come on.
Verse 8. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Verse 9. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O power, and renew a right spirit within me. Verse 11.
You know what, man? Read the commentary, man. Read the commentary. Y'all get the point there. Yeah, let's read the commentary. He just, like I said, man, he poured it all out there. David would pour it all out there.
David was stating a fact that we all should take heed to when walking with the Father. The biggest sacrifice we can give is to live a righteous life. The Most High despised our feast days because we were evil on the inside as well, and our sins can't hide from Him as we hide them from man.
You see that? You can't hide sin, man. That's why Paul was like, man, keep the feast, not with malice and stuff like that, but with sincerity and truth. Don't do it because don't do it because that's the feast day. That's that's the day that the Most High put aside for us. Man, just like any holiday that we dealt with in the world, right? Man, we always been man. Look here, man. I don't care. Like we can be fatting like cats and dogs and stuff like that. Let Christmas or New Year's or when no time come, man. Look here, man. It's like, man, I done forgot this guy that smacked me, 2 weeks ago, or took something from me, or took some money or something like that from me 2 weeks ago, man. Because during that time, man, like everybody's in a merry, type of spirit, right? During the Christmas holidays, for an example. So the feast days should be no different. You put all that energy and our spirit into something that was pagan, and we still love and all that, man. We shouldn't be holding no grudges or no animosity on the feast day of the Most High, the feast of the Most High, right? So let's continue on. I think it's the same thing. David crying out. Let's go to 1 John 5 and 1. 1 John 5 and 1. And again, those who's coming in, the name of this, you get the correct name. Yeah, Dark Secrets, the truth about sleep paralysis. Okay? And while y'all get in 1 John 5 and 1, let me just recap real quick, if I don't mind. It was stated that sleep paralysis is a period where well, I'm gonna give you the layman's terms, okay? You know when you ever slept, right? And all of a sudden you felt something on you, but you can't move. You awake and stuff like that. You know, most people, old people call it the hag or something. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about today, right? There's a cause and effect behind that. We get the scriptural understanding, okay? So. On the causes and the effects. You understand? So, and the solution. You know, because you have no cause and effect without no solution, right? So, 1 John 5 and 1, my brother.
Oh, there's a con. 1 John 5, starting with verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever believeth that Yeshua is the Christ is born of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that loveth him that beget, loveth him also that is begotten of him. Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
By this we know that we love the children of the Most High, when we love the Most High and keep his commandments.
And keep his commandments, right? So that's the whole duty of man according to Ecclesiastes, 12 and 12, right? That's the whole duty of man. We got to keep the commandments. I was talking to the bar the other day, but behavior, right? And like how we, if you want to know how we, I deal with, I'm a behavioral health aide. That's my job. That's my position, my title at work, right? I work at a transitional house down in Hopkins, deep down in Hopkins, borderline Gadsden, down in there, right? Deep in the country, Eastover and all that, right? So I deal with, the criminally insane people who, of course, been deemed that through the courts, right? They kill somebody or whatever, and the courts deemed them insane. They took an insanity plea, and they took them, they were the Just Care, Bryant's, different hospitals in the state, in the county, right? And now they starting to, put them in these halfway homes and stuff like that so they can rehabilitate and transfer themselves out in the society so they can work and, do whatever, right? But I said all this to say this, right? Because when I first started, I worked for the state, and something told me when I was going through the orientation to watch these videos, because usually I skip it and go straight to the test, right? Something told me to watch these videos, man, to my surprise, that they knew that, because they was going through cultural stuff, right? They knew that mental illness is a form of demon possession. So I said, that is interesting, I continue to watch and everything like that. So I just put everything that, I've learned and taught in the Sabbath, and I try to put things together. I'm like, okay, hold up, let me just step back for a moment here. So you mean to tell me, okay, all the Most High wants us to do is keep these commandments, right? And you go through the laws, the 10 commandments, the different civil and moral laws, and dietary, ceremonial, all these, right? Now, and compared to what we've been doing before we come into the truth. According to the Most High, according to the Bible and stuff like that, probably 99% of us up in here is dealing with some behavioral or mental issue. If this ain't severe, some just have this more severe than others. Because all of us, from Adam on down, had that yoke.